Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's going to fight Canelo.
Oh, man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the talking.
Damage, yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title.
It's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most, and maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him. Maybe he can counterpunch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable.
Terence Crawford, undisputed, underappreciated, and ready for Canelo. Few fighters in boxing history have managed to unify divisions, remain undefeated, and display such a complete skill set, all while staying largely under the mainstream radar. Terence Crawford has done exactly that. Compared to flashier or more marketable names, Crawford's low-key presence has often overshadowed his brilliance. But within the boxing world, he's widely regarded as one of the most complete fighters of his era. Crawford's ability to adjust mid-fight, exploit his opponent's weaknesses, and dictate tempo is a rarity. Yet, his clinical approach doesn't always deliver the dramatic knockouts or showy aggression that attract casual fans. As a result, he remains somewhat of an enigma, understated, underrated, but undeniably elite. He's still seeking the opponent and the moment that will finally grant him the universal respect he's earned. Many analysts argue that if Crawford is going to prepare for Canelo Alvarez, the film he needs to study is Dmitry Bivol's. Crawford isn't Floyd, Mayweather, but he can do a version of what Bivol did, one pundit commented. The challenge. Bivol is a naturally bigger man. This is a matchup problem more than anything else. I've got a lot of 168-pounders Canelo beat who I'd favor over Crawford, one analyst said bluntly. Caleb Plant beats Crawford. Edgar Berlanga beats Crawford.
Yes, he's going to fight Canelo.
Oh, man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the talking.
Crawford?
Yeah.
Oh, he's good.
He don't just be saying shit.
They tried to say that, like, Errol Spence was damaged because of what Crawford did to him, because he was damaged from the car accident. I'm like, I think he's that good. He's just so skillful, maybe. Or maybe Crawford would have done that 3 years ago. He's so slick. And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go from southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like, you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox, he'll switch.
Crawford. Callum Smith. Too big, beats Crawford. But Crawford's not campaigning at 168. He's targeting Canelo specifically because Canelo's unique. He's an all-time great who just happens to be a smaller guy that bulked up to super middleweight. Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, views the potential clash through a lens of strategy, not size. While acknowledging Canelo's elite resume and championship pedigree, Bomac believes Crawford's unique assets, superior footwork, hand speed, and high fight IQ, are decisive advantages. He also emphasized Crawford's discipline in training and meticulous preparation, pointing out that this isn't about matching Canelo's power, but about outthinking, outmaneuvering, and outclassing him. This isn't about size, it's about skill, Bomac explained in an interview. It's about who can think faster, adapt better, and impose their rhythm. And Bud's more than ready to do that. In an interview with Fight Hook News, Bomac shared his thoughts on the fight and Crawford's current mindset. Man, I feel great about this fight.
That would be crazy.
I want to be 3-time undisputed.
To jump up like that, 21 pounds?
Yes.
What do you walk around at?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, you don't want to tell anybody.
I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? But
how much time would you need to prepare for something like that? Would you gain weight? Would you do anything different?
I would definitely have to gain weight.
Yeah.
You know, and I just believe in my abilities. You know, Canelo's not a big guy. You know, he's 5'8".
Right. Fought at 52 when he fought Pacquiao.
He's
or when he fought Floyd, rather.
He's big, like muscular wise, but far as like height, you know, we had to see.
That would be insane. Right.
Nah. So yeah, that wouldn't be nothing that
for you to go from 140 all the way up to 168.
That'd be
he said. Bud's been waiting a long time. He's rested, he's healed, and now he's focused. He's been out since August, but that time off's made him wiser. This fight's not about weight, it's about skills. Mark my words, it's about skill, just like Emmanuel Stewart used to say. Still, concerns linger. Critics point to Crawford's jump in weight, and how he looked only solid, not spectacular, at 154. Now he'll face a seasoned, physically stronger Canelo who's dominated at 168. Boxer Sean Garcia echoed these concerns, warning not to overlook the size and power difference. Crawford's
because of the challenge.
Yeah.
I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big. This and that. I can hear now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jermell and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah. But in my mind, in my heart, I don't think nobody too big, you know, especially in a fight. I'm a fighter. But, like, I was thinking, like, man, it could happen. So
He believes that if anyone has the skill set to outthink and outmaneuver Canelo, it's Crawford, citing his exceptional timing, precision, and ring IQ. During the show, Crawford himself expressed a laser-focused mindset. He spoke confidently about his goal of becoming a 3-time undisputed champion, brushing aside concerns about Canelo's size advantage. Crawford downplayed the physical disparity, emphasizing that belief in his own skill set and mental toughness would carry him through. He made it clear he's ready for the challenge and hungry for greatness.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go back way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hyped about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was like, I don't know, 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage. Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to...
Crawford's mindset heading into this potential super fight reflects a fighter unfazed by public doubt. He acknowledges the size difference but views it as just another obstacle, one of many he's overcome throughout his career. Known for thriving under pressure, Crawford sees this bout not just as a fight, but as a legacy-defining moment. While critics warn that moving up in weight to face a naturally bigger opponent could be a mistake, Crawford embraces the adversity. For him, heart, technique, and mental resilience are the real equalizers. He's not simply chasing a payday, he's chasing history. Boxing journalist Dan Raphael offered deeper insight into Crawford's...
If you're Crawford. Crawford ain't Floyd, but he can do a Bivol. The problem is Bivol's a big dude. This is rough because this fight is only a matchup fight. Let me tell you what I mean. I got a lot of fighters Canelo fought at 168 beating Crawford. I got Caleb Plant beating Crawford. I got Berlanga beating Crawford. I got Callum Smith beating Crawford. Just way too huge, of course. But that's why Crawford ain't campaigning at 168. He's trying to beat Canelo because Canelo is a special case. He's one of the best fighters of all time, and he's actually a little guy who ballooned up to 168.
Motivations, emphasizing that this isn't about money, it's about legacy. According to Raphael, Crawford is driven by the desire to achieve what no one else has, becoming undisputed in 3 different weight classes. But Rafael also acknowledged the magnitude of the challenge. Beating Canelo, he said, will require more than confidence. It will demand perfection. Every feint, every counter, every round must be executed with tactical brilliance. Commentators have drawn comparisons between Crawford and Dmitry Bivol, whose masterclass against Canelo shocked the boxing world. Bivol's disciplined movement, punch variation, and impeccable timing effectively neutralized Canelo's offense. Many believe Crawford should
throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's a money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up.
Study Bivol's blueprint, particularly his footwork and ring control, which prevented Canelo from finding his rhythm. However, it's important to recognize that each fighter is unique, and Crawford will need his own tailored strategy. Ryan Garcia offered a more blunt perspective. Size matters. While he respects Crawford's skills, Garcia believes that Canelo's natural frame gives him an advantage that technique alone may not overcome. According to him, the weight difference could ultimately decide the outcome. The stylistic contrast between Crawford and Canelo has created one of the most intriguing potential matchups in recent memory. Canelo brings a powerful, calculated approach, marked by precise punches, methodical pressure.
Crawford, what do you think?
That's going to be a great fight, too. I can't believe they made that happen. Turkey's been making a lot of great fights happen. You can't really hate on it. But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter for a reason.
Last question, Ali. He said TFM.
And devastating body shots. Crawford, by contrast, is a master of adaptability, able to switch stances, manipulate angles, and exploit timing lapses. Experts agree that for Crawford to succeed, he must control the distance early and avoid getting trapped on the ropes, where Canelo's combination work is most dangerous. The fight will come down to Crawford's ability to remain elusive while landing clean, effective shots that either sway the judges or disrupt Canelo's rhythm. If this bout materializes, it has all the ingredients of a modern classic, a test of styles, wills, and legacies. A true masterclass in the making. Joe Rogan praises Crawford's brilliance ahead of potential Canelo clash. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan shared high praise for Terence Crawford, suggesting that while Canelo Alvarez is undeniably one of the best in the sport, Crawford operates on another level. Rogan was particularly awed by Crawford's dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr., calling it mind-blowing.